My home in West County is at the edge of a tiny town, surrounded by vineyards, apple orchards, and redwood forests. After living here for a number of years, I had stopped going to any and all local theater or musical performances. I just found it way too disappointing after a lifetime attending concerts in San Francisco, Paris, and Rome. Then one day, a woman in my yoga class suggested I attend a performance of the Occidental Community Choir. I tried to explain my distaste for amateur music. No, she insisted. This is different. It's a famous local institution. I imagined she had failed to grasp how much of a culture snob I really was. But when she added that she was going to dance the hula at this choir concert, really? I succumbed to a voyeuristic curiosity, now hopeful that it might be terrible to the point of being fascinating. This skinny, Caucasian hippie with white hair, dancing the hula in this backwoods town? But I barely got in the door. It had never occurred to me I might need an advance ticket in a town of 800. While I waited to see if they could find me an empty seat, I was somewhat hoping that they wouldn't, but they did. Deborah was right about the concert and the choir. Her very amateur hula was appealing. So was the rest of the evening. The singing was only sometimes in tune, but the music was mostly enchanting and at times hilarious. Songs about our life in rural Sonoma County, composed by members of the choir, both living and dead. And interspersed with original stories and poems.
What holds this choir together is the same force that holds any choir together, not to mention book clubs and motorcycle gangs, and monasteries, and friendships, and families for that matter. And you think I'm going to say love, but it's not love. The power of love, in this case the love of singing, is what brings us together. But what keeps us from falling apart is the power of forgiveness.
The audience was as moving as the singers. The intermission was more like a cocktail party, a family reunion, or a neighborhood potluck. The room buzzed. Everyone seemed to know everyone else. My reward for risking this evening of amateur music was the joyful discovery of a new entertainment universe, ruled by a funny and charismatic leader.
For me?
When she had been bestowed with bouquets and the singers had taken their bows, I thought the concert was over, but not quite. The choir encircled the audience and began to sing an encore, Music from Home. That evening I fell in love with a song. I fell in love with a Sara choir. I fell in love with its homegrown music and the community it brought together. I wanted to share it with everybody I knew, and I wanted to be part of it.
Sing me a true song, music from home, one of your own, music from home. When I'm lonesome, I need music, music from home.
I joined the throngs of audience regulars, and the encore remained my favorite moment. So at a winter concert a few years later, when it looked like they had retired Music from Home as the encore, I felt myself panic, and I went looking for the conductor to plead my case. And that was when I first met Sarah Dupre. She admitted that she was rather tired of that encore. But then, surprisingly, she offered to teach it to me. Me? My musical background was playing the glockenspiel in the Royal Oak Dondero High School Marching Band, 1961 to 1965. But she was not deterred. She also promised that one day she would start a choir that I might join, a beginner's choir that required no audition. And a few years later, she did, and I did.
Let what you love, 2, 3, be what you do.
This was a really new project for her. Usually her thing is organizing a choir, a proper choir with, you know, talented singers. This was something completely different than what she normally, and so we weren't sure what kind of you know, outcome there was going to be. So I thought I need to, you know, be there to support her.
I'm sorry, I have to stop you because we got off kilter.
I started singing for the first time in Sarah's next choir, the kitchen choir, even though I couldn't read music and my voice croaked like a frog. And I was still singing in whatever choir she offered in the fall of 2017 when she birthed the Incidentals. This was nothing like the Occidental Community Choir with its 40-year history. This was a brand new group, and some of us were rank beginners.
Okay. I'm going to pass it this way. The only other part of this exercise I forgot to mention is that you make eye contact when you pass the note. So you got to get real with it. Mi, me, ma, mo, mu, mi, me, ma, mo, mi, me, ma, mo, mi, me, ma, mo.
It became clear in the early rehearsals that we had a lot to learn in order to sing four-part harmonies, like staying on our own pitch, for example.
Mi, me, ma, mo, mu. Very good. Good pitch, you know, fidelity there all the way around. Very nice. Okay, let's stop there before it gets too intimate around here. And let's start by singing. Okay, a little rough around the edges and the middle. The morning sunlight dapples the duvet. You're asleep beside me with your...
Welcome to the Fowler Ranch, as I like to call it. Bought by Stephen Fowler 50 years ago. This is where Sarah grew up, and with chickens and goats and a cow and dogs, and livestock used to run through the house, which we'll show you in just a little while.
Asleep, but when you're awake, you're very hard to take. Once you've opened up your eyes, you soon open up your mouth. That's about the time that things go south, and yet I love you. Well, this is the graveyard, actually.
This is the commemorative site.
Well, I don't know what to call it. My mom's ashes are in there, and my cousin's ashes are over there. Your eyes, you soon open up your mouth. That's about the time that things go south, and yet I love you, baby, when you're asleep.
I forgot to ask you about the song.
Which song is that?
That song about how you felt about the song, about how the person, the not named person that she loves so much when he's asleep. That song, do you remember that song?
I love you when you're asleep.
Why am I feel like the only one not getting it here?
It's not about you, but it was inspired by
Yeah,
our inability to talk to one another very well after the election
yeah.
and how we seem.
Oh, yes.
know.
Mm-hmm. And what was your question about that song? Now I remember, yes.
Well, even if it wasn't about you, if
Yeah.
people would think it was about you.
Yes,
Because
I did worry
it's about
about
a
that.
guy,
Yeah.
and people think of you
As a guy.
Sure.
guy.
No, I did worry about that. That people might think it's autobiographical, but that went away because I don't care what other people think about me and Sarah, because we're solid. That's all that matters.
Well, babe, let's go to bed because I love you, baby, when you're asleep. But when you're awake, you're very hard to take. This graphic came along, and I thought, what if we were to call ourselves the Percolators? We could open a whole big discussion up. We could call ourselves the Percolators. I'm throwing that out there. I know we came here to sing mostly, but this is kind of a pivotal moment in the life of our group.
I like the odd Sunday singers because it has the word odd in it. And
Yeah.
I like singing odd music, and one of the reasons I love this choir and these choirs, the Occidental odd choirs, is that we sometimes sing odd music.
Yeah, I like the percolating has to me it's like something bubbling going on, it's like active. The odd Sunday singer sounds like it's something British choir sing. I'd be okay with it if someone wants to be the odd Sunday singers.
Well, I think I'll basically throw my head in as the tenors. I like the odd Sunday singers. I would like a clarification whether that's odd, Sunday singers, or just odd Sunday singers.
The name is not particularly important to me. However, if it was important, my vote for a name would be the Existentials.
All right, I am making an executive decision on the spot that for the time being we are the odd Sunday singers. And I've secured the auditorium for us for the 31st, which means we can invite as many friends and family as we like to our recital, our concert. There is no onus on you to do anything extra in the program. I'm going to keep exhorting you to think about it because it feels wonderful, if a little terrifying to sing have your own little moment that way. And it doesn't have to be a solo, it could be a duet. I'm happy to help you pick something out or whatever.
Bells will be ringing the sad, sad news. Oh, what a Christmas to have the blues. So won't you tell me you never more roam?
And although for the first months we were rehearsing, and we expected only choral singing, Sarah had another idea percolating. She wanted everyone to get to know and to expose their own unique voice. It seemed like an okay idea until the concert got closer. This is an Ingrid Nicholson song. I'm going to do it right now because I get really nervous. So take me the way I am or something like that. But anyway, I was going to ask you guys if you would do the rhythm part. I thought my solo would be improved if my choir buddies accompanied me by clapping a simple rhythm, but they just couldn't keep it together.
Let's stand and make a circle.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bob. That was fun. There's the F sharp, I think. Then we have a rehearsal on the 29th, which everybody has agreed that they can make unless you haven't spoken up.
It's a Friday.
That's here?
That would be at my house. Welcome, everybody, and cheers. So, L'chaim. Moving on, we have to troubleshoot something in Sarah's solo, which is that the claps don't really work. It's too loud with your voice.
If you are falling, then I would catch you. You need a light. I'd find a match, 'cause I love the way you say good morning. And you take me the way I am.
Yeah. Good. That's what works. You guys come in at the end. Yes. 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 I love it when that happens.
It's really nice to be able to hear the words. It's a great song.
Is that from a movie?
Heart, hands, feet, voice, spirit. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. My heart is ready and what yes!
am I gonna do? My heart is ready and what am I gonna do? My heart is ready and what am I gonna do? Oh God, my heart is ready and what am I gonna do?
He brought in Julia Child. Julia Child, the chicken drops on the floor. She picks it up and puts it in the box. Says, there you are. You know? So it's okay to make mistakes. And it's not about how well we do it, it's about sharing.
The important thing is that there's more of them than there are of us. Once we and I'll see you on Sunday at 1:25. Okay.
Practice on your own, everybody. Great treat.
While we were trying to calm our nerves in the green room behind the stage, Sarah could see through a break in the curtain that an overflow crowd was pouring into the auditorium, much to everyone's surprise.
We have a full house, getting fuller. Uh-oh, I think we might run out of chairs. We're gonna ride this thing like a wild monkey dragon all the way. So have a great show. Love you guys. Mwah.
The problem with endings is that life doesn't end. Life goes on. But then we have these things that we are supposed to end, like plays and books and this film. But really, there are no endings, just new beginnings.
My heart is ready, and what am I gonna do? My heart is ready, and what am I gonna do? My heart is ready, and what am I gonna do?
I'm going to do the Ram Dass version. a Zen blues for Christmas.
And what am I gonna do? My hands are ready, and what am I gonna do?
It seemed like a good idea to sing a solo about 4 or 5 weeks ago, and every minute it seems like a less good idea.
My hands are ready, and what am I gonna do?
I will drop this chicken, I'm pretty sure.
Gonna do. My feet are ready, and what am I gonna do?
You know what? I forgot. first chicken, I've got this
Your
capo
capo.
that I've got to put on.
Ready, and what am I gonna do? My voice is ready, and what am I gonna do? A lot of people think they don't sing or they can't sing or they're not allowed to sing. Somebody told them when they were a child that they shouldn't sing. Oh God, my voice is ready, and what am I gonna do? Everybody should sing. It's good for you, it's good for your lungs, it's good for your heart, and it's good for the planet. We all need to bring the vibration up a little bit. What am I gonna do? Oh God, my spirit's ready, and what am I gonna do?
After one more choir season, Sara dissolved the Odd Sunday Singers, and a year after that, COVID-19 brought all in-person choral singing to an abrupt stop.
Hi. Good. How are you?
A few months after the vaccine opened up our lives, I was invited to Singing with Tea and Cake in her backyard with a small group of talented singers, all feeling very lucky to be included.
Hallelujah, 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 by and by.
Then she told us that in 2 months she was moving to Lawrence, Kansas. Really? Kansas?
Where the river will never run dry.
We rehearsed for several more Sundays and then performed at a going-away party at her home.
Foam rising in the song of a kingbird. Music.
It was a peculiar celebratory moment of love and loss, with singing, laughing, and breaking hearts.
Music from home, one of your own. Music from home, when I'm lost.
So here is where I end this tiny slice of much bigger stories, of Sara's life and mine, of the tradition of amateur choirs in West County, the story that I felt compelled a long time ago to share with you. Why did I ask you here? Maybe I want you to love all this as much as I do. Maybe I just want you here next to me, enjoying the show. A show that I happened to discover 10 years ago, when I went to a concert that I thought I would hate. But I loved it. Who knew? Who could have imagined?
Music from home, when I'm lonesome. Oh, thank you. Driving these rain.
Singing in a community choir is a profoundly healthy experience. And so Sara is a kind of a community doctor.
It's nice when everybody's on the beat and it's nice when everybody's in tune, but it's not the most important thing to me.
True song.